the most fearless fighter I've ever met. Trust me when I say Canelo Alvarez will fight anybody, right? He will fight Benavidez. He's a guy that will come with everything to win that fight. He will put it on Canelo Alvarez. He will stand and fight with him. So will Berlanga, so will Benavidez. So in my opinion...
The drama involving Canelo Alvarez, the PBC, and Eddie Hearn is really interesting. Many people do not know the entire story about why Canelo hasn't announced a fight yet, why he left the $100 million blockbuster PBC deal, and why he returned to Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. There are countless fans on social media reacting to the drama, and the majority of reactions imply one thing. Canelo Alvarez is ducking David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, or Canelo is afraid of fighting Benavidez, which is why he's pursuing fights such as the ones against Jermall Charlo and Jaime Munguia. However, as you'll soon find out in this video, that is not the case. Canelo is ready to fight anyone, including Benavidez. This was recently confirmed by Eddie Hearn, which we'll be looking at in this video. However, the current circumstances do not allow him to. The situation we're talking about is the deal involving the PBC. Let's briefly address the situation. To give you some context, Canelo signed a mega million-dollar deal with Al Haymon's PBC for 3 fights. One of these fights already took place against Jermall Charlo last year, where Canelo successfully defended his super middleweight belts. Now, in the ever-evolving landscape of professional boxing, the strategic maneuvers behind the scenes often dictate the bouts that fans get to see. A prime example of this is the recent developments surrounding Canelo Alvarez, often regarded as one of the sport's biggest stars, and his desired fight lineup for the year. Canelo expressed a strong interest in facing Jermall Charlo on May 4th, aiming to set up a high-profile bout before concluding his contractual obligations with the Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, against David Benavidez. Canelo's wish to fight Charlo stems from a desire to take on challenging opponents and solidify his legacy further. Charlo, a formidable middleweight champion, represents an intriguing matchup for Canelo, offering a blend of skill, power, and tactical acumen that could test the Mexican superstar in unique ways. This fight promised Canelo a less challenging bout against a potential mega fight against David Benavidez at the end of the year. Canelo could solidify his legacy by taking on Charlo and then David Benavidez in a fitting closure to his contract with the PBC. However, the PBC's stance on this proposed fight has been less than enthusiastic. Reports suggest that the promotion was hesitant to greenlight the Charlo bout, primarily due to financial considerations. Canelo commands massive wages for his appearances, a testament to his draw and marketability. The PBC, weighing the potential return on investment, deemed a fight against Jermall Charlo as insignificant in the grand scheme of their business model, fearing it could result in a financial loss. This reluctance underscores the delicate balance promoters must strike between delivering blockbuster events and managing their financial health. Despite Canelo's preference, the PBC had different plans for the superstar. They envisioned Canelo facing Jaime Munguia in May, followed by a showdown with David Benavidez in September. They even offered Canelo $35 million to fight the Mexican. Munguia, a rising star in his own right, offers a compelling storyline and a stylistic matchup that could produce fireworks in the ring. However, the suggestion to delay the Benavidez fight, arguably one of the most anticipated matchups in the boxing world, illustrates the PBC's strategic considerations, prioritizing a schedule that aligns with their financial and promotional goals. The situation highlights the complex interplay between fighters' ambitions and the promotional entities that guide the sport's commercial aspects. While Canelo's desire to face Charlo and then Benavidez showcases his willingness to challenge himself against top-tier talent, the PBC's reservations reflect the broader economic realities of boxing promotion. These realities often lead to negotiations that can alter the course of the sport's most intriguing potential matchups. Amid all the drama, it was being speculated that Canelo would make his return to Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, which now is certainly but a done deal. Now, Canelo is regarded as the face of boxing, and his return to Matchroom Boxing was seen as less than spectacular. The Mexican superstar, known for his ferocious power and tactical brilliance, has long been a marquee attraction, drawing fans from across the globe. However, recent developments concerning his potential opponents under Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing promotion have sparked a wave of disappointment and criticism among the boxing community. The potential candidates for Canelo under Hearn are Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga, two fighters who, despite their rising star status, are considered by many to be not yet at the level to pose a significant challenge to Canelo. Jaime Munguia, a former junior middleweight champion, has been making waves in the middleweight division with his aggressive style and knockout power. Edgar Berlanga, known for his impressive streak of first-round knockouts to start his career, has quickly become one of the most talked-about prospects in the super middleweight division. Both fighters are under the Matchroom Boxing banner and have been touted as potential opponents for Canelo. However, the prospect of these matchups has not been met with the enthusiasm one might expect. The core of the fans' disappointment lies in the perceived mismatch between Canelo's elite status and the developmental stage of Munguia and Berlanga's careers. Canelo Alvarez is a fighter who has consistently sought out the most formidable challenges across multiple weight classes, building a legacy that includes victories over some of the most respected names in boxing. Against this backdrop, matchups against Munguia and Berlanga, while intriguing, fall short of the blockbuster fights that fans have come to expect from Canelo. This sentiment has led to a backlash against Canelo, with some fans and critics accusing him of taking easy fights rather than pursuing more significant challenges like Benavidez. The criticism is somewhat unfair, given Canelo's track record of facing top-tier opposition. However, it reflects the high standards to which boxing enthusiasts hold the sport's biggest stars. In a sport where legacy is defined by the quality of one's opponents, matchups against rising stars like Munguia and Berlanga are seen as insufficient for a fighter of Canelo's caliber. The situation is further complicated by the dynamics of boxing promotion and the strategic considerations that guide matchmaking. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing are tasked with navigating the delicate balance between building compelling fight cards, managing their fighters' careers, and meeting the expectations of a demanding fan base. While Munguia and Berlanga are undoubtedly talented and on the rise, their current positioning in the sport makes them less appealing options for a fighter at Canelo's level, who is looking to cement his legacy as one of the all-time greats.
He's a guy that will come with everything to win that fight. He will put it on Canelo Alvarez. He will stand and fight with him. So will Berlanga, so will Benavidez. So in my opinion,
the potential matchups between Canelo Alvarez and either Jaime Munguia or Edgar Berlanga under the Matchroom Boxing promotion have stirred a mix of disappointment and criticism among boxing fans. While both Munguia and Berlanga are promising talents with bright futures ahead, their current standing in the sport is not seen as commensurate with the level of challenge expected for a superstar like Canelo. Amid the disappointment among fans, Eddie Hearn recently came out and cleared the air about Canelo and his willingness to fight challenging fights. In a recent interview, Hearn spoke regarding the most anticipated fights in recent memory, Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. In a candid interview, Hearn not only expressed his eagerness to facilitate this blockbuster matchup, but also took a firm stand in defending Canelo Alvarez against widespread accusations that he has been avoiding David Benavidez, the Mexican monster.
the most fearless fighter I've ever met. Trust me when I say Canelo Alvarez will fight anybody, right? He will fight Benavidez.
Hearn's recent statements offer a robust counter-narrative, portraying Canelo as not only willing but eager to face Benavidez in the ring. This perspective is crucial, as it challenges the prevailing notion of Canelo's supposed reluctance to engage with certain fighters, instead highlighting his competitive spirit and desire to take on the best. Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's longtime trainer and manager, corroborates Hearn's assertions. Reynoso has been vocal about the lack of a formal offer from Benavidez's camp, suggesting that the narrative of avoidance is more fiction than fact. This claim is significant, as it shifts the discourse from Canelo's alleged evasion to the logistical and promotional complexities that often hinder the realization of such high-profile fights. Speaking to ESPN Knockout, Reynoso denied any offer being made for a Canelo versus Benavidez fight. He further said that within a week, they should have information about Canelo's next fight. "We are considering the options. Being the biggest boxing star today does not mean that business is easy. We are looking for the best, and next week, we will give you the information," said Reynoso. "If we have not said anything, it is because some things are missing. We continue working not only in May, but also in September." He also denied the rumors that Canelo was afraid of Benavidez. He said, "I find it in very bad taste that they say that Canelo is afraid of him. I don't know how they dare to classify a fighter as fearful who did not hesitate to face Floyd Mayweather, who faced Miguel Cotto, who faced the fearsome Gennady Golovkin when he had knocked out half the world, who rose to light heavyweight risking everything to face Dimitri Bivol. The reality is that none of the big promoters have given me an offer to fight Benavidez." ESPN Man X. The confirmation of Canelo's willingness to fight Benavidez is not just about setting up a potential ring showdown, it's a statement about Canelo's legacy and his place within the sport. As a fighter who has consistently sought to challenge himself across multiple weight divisions, facing and defeating a slew of champions and contenders, Canelo's career is defined by his pursuit of greatness. A fight against David Benavidez, a young, hungry, and highly skilled champion, represents another opportunity for Canelo to prove his mettle against the best the sport has to offer. Hearn didn't stop there, however. The drama surrounding Canelo Alvarez's future fights took a more intricate turn with Eddie Hearn's recent revelations about the Mexican superstar's preferences and the ensuing critique of the Premier Boxing Champions, PBC. This situation has cast a spotlight on the tangled web of relationships, rivalries, and negotiations that define the upper echelons of professional boxing. Canelo's apparent disinterest in a bout with Terence Crawford, a fight many fans and pundits have speculated about, underscores the strategic considerations that guide a boxer's career choices. While Crawford is undoubtedly one of the premier talents in boxing, the decision-making process for a fighter of Canelo's stature involves a complex calculus of risk, reward, legacy, and financial implications. Canelo's focus seems to be directed elsewhere, possibly toward fights that align more closely with his goals and vision for his career trajectory. Eddie Hearn's critique of the PBC adds a layer of intrigue to this narrative. Hearn's comments suggest friction not just between promotional entities, but also regarding the direction and management of boxing's biggest stars. The PBC, a significant player in the boxing promotion world, has its strategy and vision, which at times may not align with those of fighters or rival promoters. This divergence can lead to public disputes and behind-the-scenes negotiations that fans rarely see, but significantly impact the sport's landscape. The tension between Canelo, the PBC, and matchroom boxing is emblematic of the broader dynamics at play in professional boxing. These dynamics include not only the fighters and their immediate teams, but also the promotional outfits, broadcast partners, and sanctioning bodies that have a stake in the sport's commercial and competitive aspects. Each party has its interests, goals, and strategies, leading to a complex dance of alliances, rivalries, and negotiations. This situation reflects the challenges of navigating the boxing world, where the path to making the most anticipated fights happen is often fraught with obstacles. For fans, the drama between Canelo, the PBC, and Eddie Hearn provides a glimpse into the sport's business side, where the battles outside the ring can be as fierce and compelling as those within it. Now Michael Benson recently posted a tweet indicating why a deal between Canelo and the PBC fell through. The tweet read, "Al Haymon's PBC was reportedly willing to pay Canelo Alvarez his guaranteed purse for the Jermall Charlo fight in May, but only if he agreed to fight David Benavidez in September." It's claimed that Canelo's three-fight deal with PBC initially set out guaranteed purses for various potential opponents. But Benavidez was never one of these, and Canelo did not want to agree to a reduced purse for the Jermall fight, or to face an opponent who wasn't initially agreed upon in Benavidez, hence the split, according to Aidan Raphael. This tweet attracted a lot of attention on social media, with many fans responding. One user wrote, "So Canelo had the option to get his guaranteed purse to fight Charlo in May and Benavidez in September, but he chose not to do it. Wow, this is a clear duck campaign and Benavidez loses out, the guy who will fight anyone and defeat anyone." Another user said this, "Honestly, I think this is obvious. We all know the money would be there one way or another for a Benavidez or Crawford fight. He's choosing to take less just to avoid those guys. A third user wrote, "Presumably PBC didn't have the money if there's talk of a reduced purse. Unless there's another valid reason, Al is promising money he can't give. I'd leave them too in that scenario. But are the PBC really broke? And can't they really afford to pay Canelo?"
Potential for the May 4th fight between Canelo Alvarez and whoever he's going to fight may not come to fruition because of the deep economic and financial crisis that's currently going on in the PBC.
In the Angry Man podcast hosted by Jason and Greg, the topic of discussion revolves around the financial state of Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, and its ability to fund a potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and an unspecified opponent on May 4th, possibly Jaime Munguia. The conversation is sparked by claims from Rick Glazer, suggesting that PBC is facing a deep economic and financial crisis, potentially unable to secure Canelo Alvarez with a supposed guarantee of $35 million due to this turmoil. The hosts express skepticism about Glazer's claims, questioning the logic behind the idea that PBC would commit to such a significant financial guarantee to Canelo without a clear plan to source the funds. They reference an interview with Steven Espinosa, highlighting the challenges PBC faces in producing fights, especially with the transition to Amazon as a platform. This transition requires PBC to build out a team for fight production, as Amazon does not specialize in producing sports content directly. The discussion also touches on the broader implications of believing PBC is financially unstable. The hosts argue that if PBC were indeed in such dire straits, it would reflect a larger issue within the sport of boxing, suggesting that other major promotional companies might also be facing similar financial challenges. They emphasize the importance of logical reasoning over accepting rumors at face value, especially considering the source of these claims has a history of expressing disdain for PBC. Moreover, the podcast delves into the personal biases that may influence the narrative against PBC, pointing out the inconsistency in criticism when different promotional companies undertake similar actions. The hosts express frustration with the perpetuation of these claims without substantial evidence, urging a more critical examination of the facts and a recognition of the potential harm such rumors could cause to the sport's perception. So, while the podcast addresses the rumors of PBC's financial troubles and its implications for securing a fight for Canelo Alvarez, the hosts advocate for a more nuanced understanding of the situation. They call for an examination of the evidence and a consideration of the broader context within which these claims are made, ultimately questioning the validity of the rumors and the motivations behind them. The discussion underscores the complexity of the boxing industry's financial dynamics and the need for careful analysis before drawing conclusions about the financial health of major players like PBC. Wrapping up this video, could we see a Canelo versus David Benavidez fight in 2024? The potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez in 2024 has the boxing community on the edge of their seats, following Eddie Hearn's confirmation of their willingness to make this fight happen. This matchup is not just another entry in the annals of boxing, it represents a collision of two titans, each with a unique style, fan base, and legacy at stake. The anticipation surrounding this fight is palpable, with discussions about strategies, outcomes, and the implications for the sport dominating conversations among fans and pundits alike. Canelo Alvarez, a name that resonates with boxing royalty, has carved out a legacy that is hard to match. His journey through multiple weight classes, collecting titles and dispatching formidable opponents, has solidified his place as one of the sport's all-time greats. However, the challenge posed by David Benavidez, a younger, hungry fighter with a point to prove, represents a new and exciting challenge for Canelo. Benavidez's aggressive style, power, and determination make him a dangerous opponent for anyone, including the seasoned Alvarez. The build-up to this fight is laden with drama and controversy, adding an extra layer of intrigue. Accusations of fight avoidance and the complex web of boxing politics have only fueled the fire of anticipation. Fans are dissecting every statement from both camps, looking for clues and insights into the mental and physical preparation of the fighters. The narrative surrounding this bout is not just about the physical contest, but also about the resolve, strategy, and heart of two of boxing's finest warriors. The significance of this fight extends beyond the personal ambitions of Canelo and Benavidez. It is a testament to the sport's ability to generate excitement, bring people together, and showcase the pinnacle of human athleticism and determination. A successful realization of this bout could set the tone for the future of boxing, proving that the sport still has the power to create legends and unforgettable moments. As we look ahead to 2024, the anticipation for Canelo versus Benavidez continues to build. The potential venues for this monumental clash are a topic of much speculation, with iconic locations around the world being considered to host this historic event. The choice of venue will not only reflect the magnitude of the fight, but also the global appeal of both fighters. Whether it takes place in the bright lights of Las Vegas, the historic arenas of Mexico, or a major international city, the venue will undoubtedly add to the spectacle. The impact of this fight on the legacies of both Canelo and Benavidez cannot be overstated. For Canelo, a victory would further cement his status as one of the greatest boxers of his generation, a fighter who never shied away from any challenge and dominated multiple weight classes. For Benavidez, a win against such a revered figure in the sport would be a career-defining moment, elevating him from the status of a promising talent to a bona fide superstar. 18. Moreover, this fight represents a crucial moment for boxing as a sport. In an era where the competition for the audience's attention is fierce, with mixed martial arts and other combat sports vying for prominence, Canelo versus Benavidez stands as a beacon of boxing's enduring appeal. It underscores the sport's ability to generate narratives that captivate and engage fans worldwide, reminding everyone of the drama, skill, and courage at the heart of boxing. But what are your thoughts on this? Are we going to see Canelo fight Benavidez this year? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.